Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good afternoon for many. So happy to be with you again in this Andalusia series. Thank you, Andalusia, for giving us this chance. It's great. We are going to be exploring a beautiful part of Andalusia that I call Sherry Land. So let me begin by introducing you to Julia Sponseler. She works with me, Made for Spain and Portugal, in the marketing department and commercialization, and she's going to be giving me a hand on the technical side of life. Hello, Julia.
Hi, Virginia. Hello. So happy to be here with everyone again. Joe, just a quick reminder, again, everyone's on mute, so don't worry, we can't hear or see anything. And if you have any questions throughout the presentation, just go ahead and enter that in the questions box on the GoToWebinar module. So I'll be looking over that, and we'll share all questions at the end. And again, this session will be recorded, so you're going to get all of this delivered to your inbox tomorrow. So don't worry if you miss anything or you have any final questions, you can always reach out to us. All right, Virginia, back to you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. So Sanlúcar de Barrameda, Puerto de Santa María, Jerez, and Arcos de la Frontera. So very long names. So let me begin explaining. This part of Spain was the border between the Christians and the Muslims for many years. So this is why many names of the cities end up with de la Frontera, meaning of the border, So this was the border for hundreds of years with the Arabs and the Christians. So Southern Europe, beautiful weather. Southern Spain, warm, nice, happy people. Andalusia. And here we go. This is what I call the Sherry Land, and Julia laughs at me, because it's an area where we produce the sherry, but also the manzanilla and red wine now also. So it's very, very nice. It's very, very special and unique. Very little distances between the cities we are going to mention, and all of them are important for different reasons and very, very special. So all of them south of Seville, north of Gibraltar, on the coast of the ocean, of the Atlantic Ocean. So I wanted just very, very quickly to explain you how this area, this is the very corner of the very south of Spain. All this coast, Sanlúcar de Barrameda, and what we are going to speak about of that area is more upscale, classical upscale places for holidays. For the Spanish people. So as you go south, before getting to Gibraltar, all that part that we will speak about on Tuesday next week is more hype, you know, more happy, you know, hippie part. And then as you go to Gibraltar and past Gibraltar, you go to Soto Grande area, which is like very, very upscale, but, you know, low key, not really showing off. And then you get to Marbella, where it's really the showing off area. So this little corner, this Cádiz province, is very, very important for the holidays of Spanish people. So depending on who you are, what you want, you go to one place or the next. Okay, so let me just mention very briefly, but very important, Sherry Land, or all these little villages and cities we're going to speak about, have a lot in common with Puerto Madeira and also with Malaga. You know, the British came to Puerto and to Madeira and to this part to do sherry wine, Porto wine, that we are going to bring back to the UK. So you are going to be seeing with me that many of the wineries for sherry wine have British names. And as if you go to Jerez de la Frontera, you'll be speaking to somebody with a very British surname, with a very deep Spanish accent, not being able to speak English at all. They have totally integrated, but we do still have many, many foreign names in the people living in this part of the world. This is Sanlúcar de Barrameda. It's right in the border of the Mediterranean, but also the border of the river Guadalquivir. This river Guadalquivir takes you to Seville and also takes you, if you cross it, to the Doñana Natural Park. So truly great location. And if you see the size of the main church, you realize there was a lot of money in this city because of the production of wine. Beautiful palaces, of course, a big bull ring to celebrate, boats, million type of places, and they produce manzanilla. So it's a type of sherry wine, but very different. It's more salty because they are by the water, so you feel that. It's very different. It's lighter. I like it more than the sherry wine, but you know, there are choices. That's why we have colors. So from here, from Sanlúcar de Barrameda, I must mention that 500 years ago, in September 1519, Magallanes and Elcano, a Portuguese guy and Spanish guy, together went, leave this place, and they round the world first time. Poor Magallanes passed on the sailing adventure, but Elcano arrived in Spain. So this the first sailing around the world began 500 years ago, sorry, in this our dear Sanlúcar de Barrameda. So it's important. And the Medina Sidonia are one of the most important aristocrats families in Spain. And the palace of the Medina Sidonia is located in the heart of Sanlúcar de Barrameda. So this is the type of place, really very upscale with great art, palace, amazing. And I love it, especially you're going to be seeing why. First of all, because if you walk inside the palace, you get into Moorish areas like this one, which is really special and really, you know, unique. After being in those enormous ballrooms, get into this so Moorish part. But also I like it because it's the house of one of the most important archives in Spain. They keep all these little documents like treasure, and you see the history of this part of the world since it was recovered from the Arabs, so hundreds and hundreds of years. Sanlúcar de Barrameda offers something that is very, very unique and that we all love, is horse races in the beach. So we take travelers here to visit, which is fun. It's packed, as you see. So what we do is we take them to the boats. So our clients will be on a boat enjoying the races with a beautiful glass of manzanilla or sherry wine in their hands and away from the crowds on the safe side. But it's really special. It's very, very unique. And if you see the other side is the natural park. So if you take these boats, and they are boats all the time, you go from Sanlúcar to Doñana Natural Park, which is fabulous day excursion. Absolutely amazing. Very fun. Look at this place. It's really unique with all the flora, with all the fauna. We are going to be, you know, exploring this part another day, but it's really amazing. And also Sanlúcar is the enter point for the Guadalquivir River to get into Seville. You know, there are some cruise ships that go to Seville. So what they do is they enter from Sanlúcar and, you know, sail is like, I don't know, driving will be like 1 hour and you get to Seville. So very special place. And this is also the place from where in Seville and sailing all the way to Sanlúcar, all the boats going to America had to stop, and this tower in Seville was the customs office. So, you know, there was a lot of wealth on the way that was dropped in Sanlúcar, in Jerez, these very, very wealthy areas through the centuries. They have amazing salt mines. You know, the salt of this area is fabulous. We do a lifestyle tour here, you know, one of those tours not run by our historians, but, you know, by locals that share with you how people live, you know, how it is like to live in these areas nowadays. So, you know, exploring the salt mines, exploring the manzanilla wine cellars, and also exploring the ecological vegetable gardens and, you know, tasting all this amazing food. So a little farther away is located Puerto de Santa Maria. Again, this is like the very, very upscale place for holidays for Spanish people. You see some of the sailing boats, real fun. And it's also on the water, and it also has a bull ring, which means they were wealthy. If you go to any village or city in Spain, if they don't have a bull ring, it means the last 3 centuries they have no money. Because if we had a penny, we spend it on building up a bull ring. And, you know, Puerto de Santa Maria also has one with Romanesque, Gothic buildings, impressive palaces, really very, very unique, very special. Fabulous architecture. You see the size of the churches, meaning, you know, they were important years ago. And this is the Puerto de Santa Maria today. It has the Osborne. Osborne is one of the wineries, again, a foreign name. Osborne, we say Osborne, Bull Museum. And also Rafael Alberti was born here. He's a Nobel Prize winner. He's a very famous writer, as well as Jose Maria Peman. both were from Puerto de Santa Maria. We take clients to visit the food markets, and here is all about the fish, which is great, you know, the seafood, the fish, and you know, lots of fun, and of course the wine cellars, very much. So Jerez de la Frontera, I could say of the 4 places we are visiting today, this is the most important, is the better known. And if you tell me Jerez de la Frontera, this is what I think of: horses, wine, and flamenco, because it's the birthplace of the flamenco. They say, you know, the gypsies in Jerez began clapping hands and dancing, and now, you know, you can see flamenco all over the world, but really it was born in Jerez. It's also the home of the Hispanic Arabic horses. You know, it's the breed that mixed the old and very tired Hispanic horses with the breed of the Arabs, you know, the one that the Muslims, the Moors brought to Spain. So we, you know, mix them, and we got the Hispanic Arabic horses that dance. We are going to get into that later. And of course, the land of the sherry wine, great churches, cathedral, you know, big city, you know, with again lots of wealth, very nice. And it also has an Alcazar, the old Moorish castle. They do have one in the city center, very special. This is a very important winery that I love taking clients to here. We do the private visit. And again, González Vías is a foreign name, it's a British name, but it's very Spanish now. So this is one of the cellars. It was built by Eiffel, very nice. And they do this little joke, but they do it, and you see it, and it's amazing. They put a little glass with a little sherry wine, a little ladder, and the mouses go and drink it. Because in the wine cellars there are mouses, and because there are mousers, they have this dog that is a breed. We call it from the, you know, the Jerezanos, you know, from the wine cellars in Jerez, in this area. So to take away the, you know, everything that is not clean. And another winery I love to mention is Bodegas Tradición, because they have a fabulous art collection. So it's really worth a visit, very, very special. So the Royal School of Equestrian Art, I'm sure you hear about the stallions in Austria. Well, those were the Hispanic Arabic horses brought by the kings of Spain that were emperors to Austria and to Germany for many years. And those shows, you know, maybe you know better, but we have the same show here: shows, the training, the visit to the stables in Jerez de la Frontera, the land of the horses, the wine, and the flamenco dancing. So we have friends all over, and these friends, some have palaces, some have wineries. So this is a friend of mine, has a palace in the city center of Jerez. And, you know, our clients can go visit with him, explore, have lunch, have dinner, be a welcome guest, is part of it. And the flamenco dancing, very, very much in our heart and soul. So Arcos de la Frontera, again, back into the border, La Frontera, white washed villages with the churches, the castles, you know, you see from far away, really, really amazing. I mean, this is the view from down to up, but when you are up, you know, it's really down. And it's a beautiful view. Peña Nueva is a very nice place to enjoy the view. Very, you know, it was a great defensive place. Remember, it is de la Frontera, so it was a border for years and decades and centuries. So it was great to have good views in this castle to really be able to take care of the people, you know, in the village. Look at the size of the churches. It tells you how wealthy, you know, these people was years ago. Great Gothic architecture. Very, very nice. Arcos de la Frontera. And the owner of the castle is a good friend, so we can also bring your travelers, your clients there to visit and mingle with locals. But this architecture, you know, really will remind you very much the north of Morocco sometimes, right? So the excursions from here, Seville is very, very close by, and Ronda, of course. Again, Manzanilla versus Fino. Manzanilla is in Sanlúcar de Barrameda and is more salty, and to me a little lighter. And Fino from Jerez de la Frontera. And in Sanlúcar, the land of the Manzanilla, well, I was going to say we have the best king prawns of Spain, but maybe they are not the best because in north of Barcelona, they have great ones also. So we have these two places. But, you know, if I'm in the area, definitely I will go to Sanlúcar. No wonder I'll go to Bajo de Guía neighborhood, which is the area close to the river, where I can see the natural park at the other side, to have langostinos. And, you know, amazing. I mean, they are expensive, but they are worth every penny. I mean, what a fun aperitivo, great. So these are some of the restaurants. This may be the most famous one, Casa Bigotes. But there are many others that, again, right in front of the river at the other side of the natural park. Mirador de Doñana. The food here is fabulous because the raw products are amazing. Amazing. So it's very, very hard to have a bad meal. So Poniente, 3 Michelin star. You're going to see, I'm going to mention many restaurants because this is an area to come and stay and eat and drink, of course, but eat is really fabulous. Mantua with 1 Michelin star. Lu, Universo Santi, La Carbonà. Great places. Again, remember, we're going to give you addresses and details on this. Also the crafts, the artisan, very special, very, very nice, the luthiers. And let's jump into the hotel section because, you know, this González Vías winery that is located across the street, the Cathedral of Jerez, which is one of the biggest cathedrals in Spain, had these buildings and just opened up this hotel, Hotel Bodega Rio Pepe, that to me is a fabulous choice. It's not like being in a Mandarin Oriental, but it's a very good, very, very nice, fine hotel where people, you know, clients can be very, very well taken care of. Hotel Casa Palacio María Luisa. This is more classical accommodation, more marble, you know what I mean. This is Viña Alcántara, which is, I love, is a country home. They've turned it, the owners into a hotel, and they don't take care of you as if it is a hotel. I mean, you are a welcome guest there, and they spoil you and treat you as royalty. So very, very special, very, very nice. You feel like in home. So Arcos, you know, a garden country estate, very nice. And the Parador. Again, with the Paradors, you cannot go wrong. They offer you, you know, very good value in usually historical buildings and with the extra added value of offering fantastic gastronomy. So if you ever are in Spain or in Portugal, you go to Spain Paradores, in Portugal the Posadas, and you want to taste the food is what you will be, you know, all the products of the area. So very, very nice. This is the Parador with amazing views, really fabulous. This is the palace we were speaking about, the Medina Sidonia Palace. So very affordable. Don't expect any luxury, but it's the luxury of being inside the palace with this amazing furniture, you know, kind of very, very special. You know, the breakfast room, you know, they serve you with the silverware of the Duchess. Really, you know, you feel you're in a special place. You feel it is very unique. And then to finish with the beautiful Hacienda San Rafael in Las Cabezas de San Juan. The gentleman you see on the right-hand side is one of the owners. He's a very good friend. I'm sure many of you know him. It's called Anthony Reid. Well, Anthony Reid is one of the proven, you know, the proofs of what I was explaining to you a second before. You know, his name is Reid, the father's name, surname is Reid, and the mother is Mora Figueroa. Couldn't be more Spanish. So, you know, they get married because these Reid are very much into Spain now. They are Spanish. They are not British anymore. So Anthony really spoils travelers. I love and adore this hotel. Is, you know, it's a country home. It's a great place to stay put and move around and visit and explore. Very, very nice. So again, staying on the safe side, is fabulous to visit the big cities, but, you know, let's stay, at least at the beginning, wide open spaces, outdoor experiences, and keep away from the crowds. So we truly believe it is the time for the travelers to travel with a local travel agent, and the travel agent to have to you know, have us helping and supporting so that travelers are with a local in the pocket. So this is it. Thank you very much. I don't know if you have questions. I'm sure Julia knows.
Yes.
Julia?
We do have a few questions, and if anyone has any last-minute questions, go ahead and enter them in the questions box. So, first question, what is the best international flight route to get here, Virginia? What's the best airport?
Well, I'm going to explain you about how the world was, because we have no clue how the world is going to come back. So we don't know how many flights we're going to have. Jerez de la Frontera, Jerez, the land of the Sierra wine and the horses and the flamenco, they have an airport in Jerez. It's an international airport. Usually they fly there low-cost lines, and many from UK. So it has many flights connecting with the UK and also other places in Europe. Sevilla Airport is nearby. Malaga is always a good choice, Malaga Airport, when going to Andalusia, because it has many, many connecting flights with Frankfurt, with London, with Paris. But if you find, a combination and you want the closest airport, that will be Jerez. That will be Jerez. And also remember that, Seville, for example, has the high-speed train. So that is easy also.
Okay, great. And then someone also had a question from the last session about Antequera. How would be the best way to get to Antequera from the main cities?
Exactly what I was saying. In Antequera, there is a high-speed train station, and so that is great because you can, travel there, pick up a car in there and drive around. So that makes it very easy. But, Malaga also has a high-speed train connection. So from 2 days ago, Antequera itself has the train, but also Malaga, Seville. So we really have great infrastructure in Andalusia.
Fabulous. Okay, now where does Jerez de la Frontera get its name?
Jerez. Okay, well, there are two parts, Jerez and de la Frontera. De la Frontera, meaning of the border. I explained before, I'll shortly repeat. It was the border between with the Arabs for many years. So many of this part of Spain has names with the surname de la Frontera because they were of the border, okay? And Jerez comes from the Phoenicians, I think. It was Jerez. With the Arabs, it was, I cannot pronounce, but it was always this kind of name. So it began with the Phoenicians, the Romans twisted a little bit, then the Arabs twisted it, and we ended up saying Jerez.
Okay. Now, when are the horse races on the beach?
In summer. In summertime. In summertime, and it's a week. It's only a week. I'm very happy to send information on that specific to whoever wants to visit because it's very special. And again, the experience of enjoying them not with the masses, but from a boat with a nice glass of sherry in your hands is fabulous. It's fabulous. Yeah. It's at the end of summer, actually. I mean, it's summer, but it's at the end of summer, near fall, end of August. Yeah, August.
Okay, and what is the best time of year to visit this area in general?
Oh, my goodness, I would say anytime. You can't go wrong. But I would say it is the very south, so it gets warmer. So, again, March, April, June, September, October, even November, even now they have nice weather because it's by the sea level, so it doesn't get cold. So it's very, very nice. So I would avoid maybe December, January, and then maybe avoid July and August.
Fantastic. Now, someone is asking, is there a sherry festival in Jerez?
I have no idea, but I'm sure there is. Who is this? I can send you information. I never heard of it, but maybe there is one. It's not, in every place in Spain, in the south of Spain, we have the fiestas, so we have the ferias, so they are like fairs, but it's not a sherry festival. It's the fiestas of this part of this city, because you have the feria in Seville, you have the feria in Córdoba, so the feria in Jerez de la Frontera also exists. So what they do is an area outside of the city, they put tents, so everybody goes, they're wearing the flamenco dancing dresses in the horse, so really very elegant and looking good and very ready to have fun and dance and having drinks in these tents.
Amazing. And now how about for families? Families with small children or multi-generational, how would you recommend doing this area?
Well, it's very easy, very fun. I mentioned some hotels and all of them will be very happy. Again, I would push paradores for families because they really know how to take care of children. So that's very, very good. And we have many, many experiences. I mean, even imagine the horse races, being on a boat for a 7-year-old. They love it, even a 15-year-old. So it's lots of fun. So there's a lot to do here with kids. Very much, really. Very, very much. Very fun.
Wonderful. Okay, now someone is asking, they're going to be away for the next few sessions. How can they get the recordings?
Because Julia and I will send it. Don't we, Julia? Aren't
we do. The day following.
And you have something to do next week, just don't worry, we'll be sending it. Yeah, I got a couple of emails today, people, concerned about that, but, you saw what Julia sent yesterday for the day before, and it's really everything in there. So just not to worry, you won't miss it. And also important to know, we are going to put all this information and videos and things in our website. So it will be accessible. If you have some colleague of yours that wants to attend and, they can't and they didn't enroll, that's not a problem. I mean, we'll be ready.
Exactly. And all of you are already signed up for all of the sessions, so you'll automatically receive all the recordings. You don't have to sign up for every separate session. Okay, now the last is just a comment. Tom Smith wants us to know that his favorite seafood restaurant is in Sanlúcar, called El Romerijo. Wonderful.
That's great. I want to mention one thing before we finish, Julia, if you don't mind.
Sure.
Just to remind you, although I said it yesterday, Andalusia Tourism is signing an agreement for special insurance for travelers staying in Andalusia as soon as the air opens up again. So don't forget to ask for information if you're interested. Okay.
Wonderful. Okay, just a quick reminder, our next session will be on next Tuesday at 6 o'clock Madrid time again, and we will be visiting Jerez de la Frontera, Sierra de los Atunes, and Bologna. So we hope to see you all there, and thank you so much. Thank you, Virginia.
Gracias, Julia. Thank you for the support. Thank you, everybody. Take care. Have a good weekend.